Hi everybody and welcome back to another Legends of Runeterra video and gameplay. So today I'm bringing you a Lissandra Control deck. From the very beginning of the Lissandra reveal, I felt like she could really work well in a control deck. And we're pairing her with Trundle. This is Freljord's Shurima deck. You'll notice here that we're only running 6 Shurima cards. We've got 34 Freljord cards. Freljord all of a sudden has a ton of control that we can just use to keep the enemy at bay. They've got a ton of access to lives, to healing and just killing opponents and things like that. And yeah, you'll notice here that a lot of the Shurima cards we have are kind of techs for the meta, but we have one in particular that we're using, Spirit Fire, that does the same thing as this sort of Lissandra deck and really what Lissandra wants to do. So Spirit Fire, give enemies -2, -0, and round end deal 2 to me this round. So we can essentially prevent damage from hitting us at the same time as killing off all of the enemies. And it's great. Like, we can do so much damage, prevent so much damage ourselves. And I'll say this has 100% win rate. I've played probably 10 games. I've not lost a single game with this deck. It is super strong. I feel like it's super strong, or at least it's strong against the decks that people are playing at the moment. But it counters a lot of other decks too, that I think a lot of people may not be expecting. It counters Renekton Jarvan pretty well. It counters Fizz TF. It counters just pretty much anything aggro. And I wouldn't be surprised if this actually ends up being a tier 1 deck. And people weren't saying that Lissandra was the best champion. Now, there are a couple of things that are awkward about it, and I'll get into that, but let's go ahead. I started talking about the damaging spells and abilities and even landmarks now. Let's go ahead and finish that off. So we are running a full set of Ice Shard. Lissandra, once she levels up, you have to have seen 2 8+ allies summoned. And then Lissandra levels up. She doesn't need to see it. You just need to do it. So at some point in the game. And then once she levels up, she's actually going to be producing 0-cost Ice Shards herself. And she has Tough. Our Nexus has Tough. We're just able to deal a whole bunch of damage, control the enemy. It counters Azir super hard as well, by the way. A lot of people are running Azir. This counters Sand Soldiers so hard. Everything about Lissandra counters Sand Soldiers and Azir. But anyway, so we've got Lissandra, Avalanche dealing damage, Blighted Ravine, a new card. When I'm summoned, heal your Nexus, so we get Nexus health, first thing, and then countdown 1, deal 2 to everything. And yeah, they just can't do anything with this. Like, if we have 8 mana, we can use both Blighted Ravine and Avalanche and just take out pretty much anything that the enemy can throw at us. 4 damage is really hard for our enemies to actually deal with. And then, yeah, Spirit Fire, already talked about that. And then we've got It That Stares. When we play it, we obliterate all landmarks or we deal 2 to all other units. So we're just really trying to control the enemy as much as we can. All right, so really what we want to do in this game, and it kind of depends on the matchup what we want to do. Either we're trying to get Frozen Thralls out early on in the game so that we can play the Draklorn Inquisitor and end up getting those units out fast, leveling up Lissandra, who you pretty much never want to play on turn 3, by the way. Or if we kind of want to ramp up to late game, if it ends up being kind of a control matchup, or not a control matchup, but we go against kind of a slow deck, we can also kind of play it slow ourselves and just ramp up faster than our opponent has. So we've got Catalyst of Aeons, and we can work through kind of, you know, healing our deck, or healing our Nexus, and then just ramping up to these bigger cards. You pretty much always want to play, well, actually, no, depending on kind of your field. If you've got Frozen Thralls out, you want to play Draklorn Inquisitor turn 5. If you haven't played the Frozen Thrall turn 1, you pretty much want to play Trundle at any other point in the game, right? So if you get to turn 5 and you have had Frozen Thrall on the board since round 1, you want to play Draklorn Inquisitor. Any other turn, you really want to just play Trundle, because we don't get value from the Draklorn Inquisitor until the round end. That's actually very important. And then he's kind of a constant engine, so you can really play him at any point in the game to get value out of him. But if there's a turn 5 play and it's between Trundle and Draklorn Inquisitor, you almost always play Trundle. Except for that one case if you've had the Frozen Thrall out since turn 1. All right. What else have we got here? We've got a 2 off of Revitalizing Roar. This is important because at the end of the game, if we've mana ramped as well, got to mana 10, um, she's producing a Watcher. We can use Revitalizing Roar on the Watcher. We can cheat it out early, get it to 0 mana, heal our Nexus 11, and just win the game at that point. I haven't had an opponent not surrender if I put out the Watcher. They never ever keep playing. I've always had them surrender. I've never actually had the ability go through and hit the cards, but it's actually easier to get that out than you would think, and it's also easier to protect Lissandra than actually I even thought it would be. And I think that just comes to because you don't really want to play her on turn 3. All right, and then here at the end of the game, we already have covered It That Stares a little bit. There's a little bit more to talk about this card. There is potential in this deck to end up having too many landmarks with the Frozen Thralls. Lissandra is producing them. The Draculorn Inquisitor is producing them if you've had the Frozen Thralls out. Anyway, there's just like, you can fill up your board with a lot of useless units. And on top of that, you might even have the Ice Pillar out as well. So you just have your board full of a ton of units, and you want to get rid of some of those landmarks. You can just play It That Stares. It's a tech for your opponent's landmark, and it also helps clear up space on your board as well, if you need to. Let's see. And then we're also running 2 of the Sanctum Conservator. Play if you slain 13 plus units this game, kill all enemy followers, then summon a copy of me. So we're using this. It may not end up staying in the deck, but we can get 2 copies, get a pretty decent win condition with the Watcher, a secondary win condition with the Watcher if we play this. And it's actually pretty easy with all the damaging spells and abilities that we have to have slain 13 units, 13 or more units. And Avalanche works on our own units as well. So we can use that and get like an automatic play condition for the Watcher, an automatic level condition for Lissandra if by some means we have not at that point in the game. But that's why it's in the deck at the moment. All right, and then here at the beginning of the game, we don't really have any other card draw options in this deck. We are running Avarice and Sentry. Good enough for a blocker round 2, just in case we needed some extra card draw as well. And then we don't feel too bad if we have to use Avalanche because of its Last Breath ability. All right, and that's about it. So yeah, just control as much as you can. Get to late game and win with the Watcher, win with Trundle, win with Lissandra. So pretty fun. 100% win rate. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and we will see you tomorrow. Thanks. We're on to the second version. Straight up Shurima deck. Let's see what we can do against this. We're doing a very control heavy Shurima. Shurima. Well, maybe we keep that. Shurima Freljord deck. And we get Frozen Thrall too. Interesting. So he's going to start out with the Buried Sun Disc, which of course he's going to use. Do we want to concentrate more on ramping, or... I don't know how this matchup works because I haven't gone against this either. Go with the Frozen Thrall. I expect him to play the Buried Sun Disc. That's natural, right? So now the question is, do we try ramping or do we...
The desert by my side.
Let's use the
Bastion border from here.
I think this is fine. We've got a decent amount of health here. I'm going to pass. I'm actually going to save my mana. There's no reason for me to play Lissandra here. I don't get any real value out of this. It just will fill up my board as well. And I can use Avalanche next round with something.
The sun disc's light leads us into the future.
Again, we're going to pass. 2 Spirit Fires. Kind of want him to play Renekton.
Violence, chaos, and destruction.
We're going to pass. We're going to use Spirit Fire here.
Look out for reavers.
Take him down to 2 so that we can take him out with the avalanche.
Our sun rises.
Awesome. That actually is a really good spell. So we stopped the level up, which is great. I think, can't we just play Trundle here?
King of Trolls coming through. You cannot hide forever, Nest.
So second Renekton, I think we pass. We've got this Spirit Fire as well, and Avalanche. And there's our Draklorn Inquisitor.
Chase him down.
I think I'm okay with him killing me. How much damage does he need? Okay, I can't stop this.
In dreams, she beckons.
We just attack here. I honestly think we attack with both of these. I'm so glad I didn't play this now.
Strike me.
We play our own so that he does not level up.
Legacy. See what we see.
Okay, so we win that exchange there. We've got an ice pillar as well.
The desert by my side. They've never seen a trio like this before.
Can we just play Avalanche? We kill off our unit, but we'd be blocking with one of these anyway. I think we just kill him. Right? We're just going for full control here.
Sergeant in charge. Kill.
And we're just going to block here. Level up our Lissandra.
A dark cloud looms on the horizon.
Let's go ahead and play Avaros and Sentry.
House spot.
And our opponent surrenders. Alright. Not too bad there. Okay. That seemed a little bit better, I'll be honest. Just going full control in Shurima. We leveled up Lissandra pretty easily. Got the Thrall. We got the Ice Pillar. And it's interesting because like we don't really care about saving our units. It's almost all about just controlling their side of the board. We're going against Simon Can, and I'll be honest, I think we match up very, very well against this deck. We've got so many cards to take out his units. Let's go like this. I'm going to keep one Blighted Ravine, I'm going to keep Frozen Thrall, and this is pretty much what we want to see here. We've got Avalanche to take care of pretty much any of his units, Frozen Thrall, turn 1, Draklorn Inquisitor for turn 5 for this Frozen Thrall, so we're in a pretty good spot here, I think. It doesn't count as a targeted ability, so he's going to be able to hit all of his units for mega value, everything that he's got. Unless he's got a, shoot up. Alright, we're going to pass. We don't have a turn or a move here. In this next round, we can play Avalanche if we need to. The open attacks, I don't think we're going to do anything.
superior life form.
To the briny
I think we still let this go.
Safety disengaged.
Double avalanche. I'm gonna pass. I've got a burst speed spell for this next round.
System upgrade. Fire till nothing moves.
Deal me in.
Now, if he's got suit up, we'll force him to use it. But we're just gonna use avalanche here. That's what we were waiting for. He knows we have it now too.
Safety disengaged.
Anything helps.
All will fear and love our dark lady.
I wonder if at the round end he has to be on the board. Guess we'll find out. This is a little scary here. I think he's got enough. If he's got his burble fishes. How much was that? That was 2. Can't get them both out. And he doesn't attack with those 2. Interesting. That lets me know a little bit of what he's got here. And I think at this point what we do is just attack. Right? I honestly think we just attack here. We've got a lot of control. We want him to play his other units here. But we can still kind of counter this because we've got avalanche. So let's go ahead. Let's play Trundle. We've got enough for avalanche here, so I don't need to be super worried about him putting down a whole bunch of burble fishes right now because he's not going to be able to save them. And I've got this burst speed spirit fire as well to stop him from doing anything too crazy. And catalyst now, so we're in a pretty good spot, I think. Just let him develop.
Gotta go with the flow.
Now I think we actually have to use it. We've got catalyst of Aeons we can use here. Alright, that's fine. We don't want him to do any more. Seven of 13. So we want him to use stuff here, right? This is fine. Got 1 health left. Actually, I think we just go for this. And this next round we can play Ice Filler. And threaten to kill him.
It's always cold in the Freljord. You're in my kingdom now.
I think we need to play Blighted Ravine here. But he's gonna look to win the game, which is frustrating. My goodness, this is so crazy how many cards he's got.
I'm always up for a round or two.
Alright, so he
Something for all.
probably has a... He probably has a way to deal 2 damage here. I don't know if he realizes what this does.
I'll knock him dead.
You need to pull this.
This is gonna be fun.
I ain't afraid.
3.
Deal 2 to everything, so don't we just win the game though? Yeah, we should just win. I should do the crying Poro here too. I wonder if he realizes that he just loses. Okay, there we go. That was against the top tier deck as well. It still got kind of scary though. That was still kind of scary with all those Burble Fishes and that amount of card draw. So that wasn't a guarantee win by any means. We're going against Jarvan, Renekton. Low better. I think we keep Avalanche and Avaros and Sentry. Double Ice Shard is a little problematic, I think. I don't like this opening hand. I do not like this opening hand a whole lot. We got double spells here.
I ran as fast as I could.
Is that just Cythria's voice? So now does he attack here? He can't play a 2-cost card. A Tattered
Just a
Banner.
little farther.
Alright, we'll go ahead and play
Nothing
Avaros
escapes
and
my
Sentry, and probably open attack just because I've got all of these
I've
spells
been
here.
sent by the king himself.
So there we go. He didn't get the challenger with the Honored Lord. I think it's 1 barrier around too.
In Avarosa's
I honestly
name.
think we just attack here.
You don't
Because
understand.
depending on what he does, I may just use Avalanche anyway.
My message.
Hmm. Granted challenger. Yeah, so if you play something... If he plays like another Honored Lord here, I will...
Stands beneath me and winds behind me.
I honestly think we just go for
See the
Avaros and
debuff
Sentry.
here.
Stupid.
Just get rid of that. On a unit that's going to die anyway, right?
As I live, all will die.
Got overwhelmed, so it doesn't matter. I definitely stop more damage doing this. So I'll still take 4. But you got overwhelmed.
Fight the signal fires. No mercy.
We can play Kindly Tavern Keeper this next round. Or Catalyst of Aeons. There's nothing he can do here. Allies have survived 4 or more blocks. Let's go ahead and heal here. This is actually very awkward in my hand because we haven't drawn any of our units. So this is like turned into like complete control at this point.
The Vanguard will have to follow.
Don't we just go for Avalanche again? I think we just Avalanche again. This doesn't hurt us a whole lot. If he's got a Chain Vest, then I guess it does a little bit. It's a little annoying, but like, that seems like a very unlikely card for him to have. And now we can just attack here with Kindly Tavern Keeper.
Let's take things outside.
Yeah, our hand's very awkward. We haven't really drawn any of our units that we want, and our opponent surrenders. All right. Yeah, just a little too controlly for him, I think. And I mean, we still had Spirit's Fire. We had double Ice Shard, Blighted Ravine there, so we had a lot of ways to control him, even proc his barriers if we needed to. So, we could have been in trouble if we never drew any units. But that's very unlikely. But it was a little awkward there, just at the end of that game. He does end up surrendering, but I mean, I don't think we had lost or had won at that point. He doesn't know that, but I don't think personally we'd won at that point. All right, Lucian Azir. This will probably be Swim's deck. Right. More than likely. Alright, we have 1 Ice Shard. I was searching a little bit aggressively there for an Avalanche, which would have taken care of Lucian if he ends up having Lucian early on. We have 3 Trundles, which does not bode well for our chances here. Frozen Thrall is pretty awful, and he's dealing 4 damage here. I think we end up just wanting to use Ice Shard. Not the best use, but we do end up preventing damage here, so... Is that worth it? I guess it's fine. Uses a lot of cards. Alright, so there's our Avalanche. Do we even want Frozen Thrall at this point? I don't think we do.
Push back the darkness.
Do we want it? Alright, we'll play it. I think it may be a little bit too trolly not to play it, but we're not going to be able to play it on turn, or on the... We're not going to get value out of it on turn 6, so...
Do not see what is, see what will be.
I think we have to play Avalanche right here. If he's got another sharp set, you probably just lose.
Greater things await! Stand down.
Alright, so we can play Trundle this round. Yeah, we're gonna play Trundle.
King of Trolls.
We're going to attack here. He's not in Shadow Isles, which is nice. He can't play Vengeance on me, and his we should be able to get a decent attack here. Icequake is pretty nice too, to be honest. Double Icequake here is nice. If he develops a lot this next round, we can play that and punish him. Actually, I'm not going to attack here. Make him burn the mana. But yeah, we can play,
Slow down, will ya?
well,
Come on in.
let's heal.
Here we go.
Let's talk about your tab.
I don't care if Trundle dies. I've got multiple.
A
Play
dark
Lissandra.
cloud looms on the horizon.
He levels up the Amir.
Arise! Shurima is sand and sky, past and present. They look angry.
I don't think it's worth using a Rise there for that level up. That's round end. Can we wait that long? We just need enough mana for next round. I wish we had some way to ramp. It's hard for me to pass here. So maybe we just end up attacking with the Trundle and we don't care if he ends up killing us. I think this is what we have to do. I think we end up attacking with the Trundle here. We want to force him to do something, so pass the initiative back to him so that we can get some sort of value with our Blighted Ravine. I don't think he's got enough here. Don't we pass? Maybe this is fine. We've got Spirit Fire.
Don't get in my way.
That's a little problematic. Alright, let's go with Ice Pillar. Again, rather, it's not very committal. It gives us another blocker.
Hail to the king!
Which I think is going to be good. And if he plays another slow spell, I think we just go with the Ice Quake. What the? An ally starts a free attack. How do I want to react to this? An ally starts a free attack challenging an enemy. How does this work? Because if we use Lissandra's Entomb, I don't know what the right play is here. Now I guess we just have to go for the Draklorn Inquisitor and hope that he doesn't have anything too crazy here. I'm glad this is going off on his defensive turn.
There's a chill.
That's fine.
Greater things
He needs
await.
4 people to die here. So I think this is actually a mistake what he's doing.
They look angry.
Foolish child.
I'm okay if Lissandra dies as well. Alright. I think we survived the bulk of what he had here. And we don't get the thrall, unfortunately, but we do kill off the Azir. He's got 2 cards left. I think we've controlled him enough this round. He's rallying, yeah, he's done. That Entomb actually ended up being the right play, which is funny. And I think we end up just blocking with the Trundle because we've got another win here. We got more Trundles than we know what to do with.
Ice to meet.
Sands beneath me and winds behind me.
Let's go ahead and play this. We don't even need to attack here. See if it's a 3rd Lucian. That was actually so good. That I did not even expect that happening there. I bet he had absolutely no idea that was going to happen either. Okay, that was just like another way to play the game that I had no idea even worked. That's crazy.
I'm gonna make a U-sickle.
Alright, we still have Spirit Fire as well, so that's going to prevent pretty much any damage that he's going to be able to do with his Sand Soldier. So if he happened to top deck and arise here, this should, you know, counter anything that he's got. Alright, Blinding Assault. Same thing, really.
Your Emperor commands.
Let's pass. We'll just use the Spirit Fire to protect the Lissandra.
Arise.
Put this down. And our opponent surrenders. So there we go. Absolute control. That Entomb Blighted Ravine combo, that was like 1,000 IQ play, and I didn't even mean to do it. I had no idea that was how that was going to work out, and I bet he didn't either. That was just perfect. Alright, we're going against a mono Shurima deck with only Azir. Now, I don't know how efficient this is going to be, because if he gets buried Sundisk, he's going to have to get to the end of the game in order to use that, right? I just don't see that working very well for him, to be honest. I'm actually going to keep everything here. I think you need at least 2 Shurima champions for the Buried Sundisk to actually do what you want it to. Alright, Frozen Thrall coming out. And we got his Buried Sundisk, so we'll see how this goes, I guess. And maybe he doesn't need it if all he's running is his Hand Soldiers. You know? I think, honestly, we do not play the Avaros and Sentry here. I think we play Catalyst of Aeons plus Trundle, since he's kind of going towards a slow game anyway. Or do we? I'm actually not sure. Yeah, I think we ramp. I think we play Trundle.
We can always rely on you to keep us safe.
I would expect an open attack here,
Return it like so.
and that's fine. And I think we just put out the Trundle.
Nice to meet you.
We've got some healing here. Well,
All
a
of
lot of
this
healing
is
actually.
ours.
So he pulls his Azir, so we know he's got it. Wait, why call? Or that not the allegiance card? He's going for a rise. Interesting. We slow play this.
Nothing escapes my watch.
Sands beneath me and winds behind me.
We do not attack. We wait for him to play this Azir.
Shurima, your emperor has returned.
Our blessed leader walks among us.
Light the signal fires.
All right. What are we at? 3 of 13. Not a huge number.
You would give me the allegiance of your city.
What are we at here? He's got to be pretty close. 6 of 10, so not as close as I thought he was. And I think we heal our
Leave your
Trundle.
bags at the door.
You would give me the allegiance of your city.
You have given us something to believe in.
Let's go for the Lissandra.
Secrets hidden by frost.
We block into what?
Remember this day.
Carry me!
You got a problem?
Who's gonna close up?
In Shurima's
Okay, that's
name.
fine. We definitely want to make sure to kill this Azir. We know he's got a rise in hand too. Alright, 5 of 13. I think we play Ice Killer first.
Told in the Freljord. Hail to the king.
It's annoying that it actually pulled that instead of the Azir. I'll be honest. That's super annoying.
Together we are part of something more.
Together, you are children. I have risen, and with me, Shurima.
Very annoying that he pulled that instead of the Azir. Because I could have killed him. Alright, down to 5. Yeah, that's incredibly annoying.
Smashing.
So now what do we do? I honestly think... Wait, we level her up anyway, don't we? It's round end. It's round end, so we should level her up anyway. We want to make sure to get the ice shard. That's why I'm worried about this. That way we can block all of these 1-drops, which is going to be important. So I think we honestly just let this go. We level up Lissandra at the round end. We should produce an ice shard here, and he knows we're going to have it. I would love to draw
Embrace the calm.
the Spirit Fire.
You will do as I command.
See if we get it. Frozen Thrall, not what we want. But Ice Shard is going to go a long ways here.
You, over there!
Yeah. So what? There's no way he can save this. He knows we've got the Ice Shard. This is why we wanted it. We know he has the Erglis.
The order is given.
Is there any spell in Shurima that can stop my things from hitting them? I don't think so. We're gonna safety block just... Oops.
It is time. They look angry. Fire die.
He dies anyway, so it's fine. We're not quite where we can play this and reduce its cost. 9 of 13 isn't quite good enough either. I think we use it this round just to use mana and to heal ourselves. I don't think there's any problem with that. It doesn't really matter that I don't have. I've got another one. Okay. This is fine.
Succumb.
Ooh, that's nice. Can we just do this again, though? We go for Avalanche, too. And clear out some space. I think we go for Avalanche here. I'm going to use Avalanche. As long as I've got Lissandra down as well, he's not going to be able to put down his units. So we're just going to go for this, clear out our units a little bit. Trying to deal more damage to him, and I want to get this Watcher down.
Let me hear you call our Emperor's name!
Jeremans, I have waited millennia to hear your cheers.
Wonder if he's got the deny card.
I thought there was more time.
And he surrenders. Alright, got him. I don't think solo Azir is the best way to go with this one. I can see what he was doing with it, though. It definitely was interesting, but it's just a little bit too slow. And I didn't even draw the best that game either. I don't think so anyway. I didn't draw as good as I could have.